What's going on? It's the Rap Nerd, and I finally got to watch the battle from Summer Madness, which is Loaded Lux versus New Jerzey Twork. Now, as soon as they announced this, I was looking forward to it because it's such a style clash. And New Jerzey Twork is one of the new guys that I really like. I think he is very electrifying with his performance and his heavy-hitting haymakers. And of course, Loaded Lux for me is my favorite battle rapper and the one I think is the best. He's in like my favorite rappers of all time, period, because of how nice he is. So being that these two are literally on different sides of the spectrum when it comes to battle rap, I was interested to see how this goes and how it was going to go. I was a little bit like, this could be a good one because again, New Jerzey Twork is monstrous. When he is on 100, I don't know how he can be beat, and I can say the same thing for Lux. So you have the immovable object facing the unstoppable object. So where do I land here? Just like Mook versus Hitman, the legend, the God tier MC has the W in a 3-0 here. I think Loaded Lux beat New Jerzey Twork every single round. And I think if you want to be polite, you could possibly give Twork the second round, but I still think that you can't even do that, man. I think Twork just was not himself, you know. When I think about Twork and my favorite performance, I think about how he went crazy on Big K, and he didn't have that energy here at all. In my opinion, Twork kind of beat himself, but it just so happens that Lux also performed at a very high rate. I don't know what was going on with him. His material was good, but it just wasn't what I expected and what I've seen him do. I don't know if the whole thing of his legality situation kind of knocked his performance off, his projection, but he just seems like he just wasn't all there. I think he knew his material, but I don't think he delivered it in the way that he practiced or assumed he would. So, first of all, Twork's first round was his best round, and part of me feels like he changed that from his third to his first, because I wonder if he knew that was his strongest round and he probably thought that that could get him the round. But unfortunately for him, Lux's strongest round, in my opinion, was his first round. So again, I don't know what Twork was trying to do. I didn't feel like he was himself, and ultimately that kind of beat him at his own game. You know, first round when he had his punches and they were hitting, but it just wasn't the same energy that I've seen from him. And it almost kind of felt like in the first round, he was trying to rap with Lux in a sense, especially since he did that impersonation of Lux battling himself. I don't think that that was strong enough, because that's an angle that we've seen done against Lux and done even better. When Hollow battled him, he did that and he did it better. There's a lot of angles in here that New Jerzey Twork took, but people did them better. Enough about Twork. This battle for me is exactly why I love Lux and just how ill he is. Like I said, his first round was so heavy, and Lux has definitely tapped into this new level where he can deliver things that you catch on the surface, but then when you start listening back, there's just way more detail in what he's saying. And I know people don't appreciate that. There are some people who just like haymakers and punchlines, and Lux does give you that, but it's not the main focus. But it's just the intricacy and complexity in what he does, from the similes, the metaphors, the double meanings, and also his writing like ability, you know, being able to do all of these different compound rhymes in and out, switching the rhyme patterns up, keeping a narrative structure to what he's saying, while also keeping this level of complexity up. I don't understand how he can have 2 bars where he rhymes 4 to 5 different ways within those 2 bars while still carrying the sentence over. So I just want to highlight a little bit of his first round just to kind of let you know like what I mean and what I just love that he did. So Lux opened with a joke, especially talking about his current situation and his mugshot. I think all of that was off top. So for him to break the ice like that, it just sucked the power out of the room for what Twork just did. But then when he gets into his verse, man, and let me highlight Twork's, he has some shit like from Twork in the first round. That line when he says leave London and go to heaven like Nipsey Hussle, fire. Following a white light like an anglerfish, toss him over the bridge like a nasal strip. What? Jesus take the wheel, but his mama don't know she on the other side. If it opens up like a clamshell, it's gonna feel like Pearl Harbor. Put loaded up on a flatbed like Repossession. The amount of times he flipped that, just ill shit. But again, Lux is a different breed. One of the things that Lux does so well is his buildup is different. A lot of MCs do the 4-bar buildups where they're kind of like have filler and they're setting it up in a sense where like they're presenting you with the events of the punchline that are gonna happen, whereas Lux is sprinkling like so many different levels of wordplay and meaning before you even get to the punch that if you don't even catch it, it still doesn't affect the punch. But when you do, it's like all of this went into it. It's a setup of setups of setups with entendres. So the Lux verse when he says, "Welcome back. This is my first time in London, and guess who the welcome at?" Points at Twork. And then he proceeds to go, "How do we start this? I'm hopping out the Starship, taking pictures, stepping on the red carpet." That line didn't get any reaction, but for me, I was like, that's crazy, because he sets up everything by calling Twork a welcome mat. Then he jumps into, how do I start this? Hopping out the Starship, which is a blood symbol, Starship. Taking pictures, stepping on the red carpet. All of that goes together. The red, the blood, the star, taking pictures, like all of that goes. Then he continues with bars like Nipsey Hussle, the marathon shit. A lot of minds need re-jogging on who's running this. As the memory lapse continues to pack the venue, I killed your cousin, perhaps it's vengeful. Like all of that has to do with the metaphor he set up about the bloodshed. And tonight we got a Jersey devil, but God knows us levels. The sinners ain't act prudential, but the act is sinful. So data gets booked like an app for Kindle. Oh. He could have turned the other cheek, but look what he decided to face. Now we at the temple. Dark Knight for an action hero. I bat the signal. Down to show a joker, it ain't laughs and giggles. Riding shotgun. You was pocket watching. All you got from me is untapped potential, nigga. What? And he's just going. Doesn't stop, none of that. You either catch it now or catch it later, and I love that. What you selling, youngin'? Old school buy-in. You was in the mama homeroom crying. Not that the subject matters, but if I drop a gem, go exercise it. I took division and multiplied it. Been that since the punch was on smack. Do the math. History shows I know the science. All of those words in there, setting the metaphor up, talking about classrooms, and the know the science, then I notarize it. I thought you were well read. Blood, I'm going ultra violent. Eat a nigga food, expose this diet. I don't buy it, was never in them. Probiotics. All of that rhyming while still keeping the narrative of what he's saying. That shit is insane to me that he's able to do this. And one of my favorite bars of the night. Y'all out here confusing a nigga acting with being active. It's in plain sight. Every time that you flagging, you captain, and that ain't right. You hear the multis? Y'all confusing a nigga acting with being active. That's 2. It's in plain sight. That's 2 more. Flagging this nigga captain. That ain't right. So, of course, the flag and the cap, but the ain't right part, blood's bang on the right. So, I'm sorry I'm going through this whole verse, but this shit is just ultra nice to me. Smack since the first half. As soon as the cremated, you was cremated. And then he does this whole scheme about Twork's accident and, in this like 6 to 8 bar setup. And then he moves it into, lines to pick him apart and use it against him. Only thing this rap head can bring to this table is a plate. Intelligent wise, he hard-headed. No wonder he think he can meddle with me in his mind. Are you fried or am I mistaken? It's just me, but after the accident happened, the gun hand stopped shaking. He's still not breaking. Like a bitch trying to get it to be fast. He get whiplash to the heat melt the dash. Buckle up. Lux in London putting seatbelt to ass. So yeah, round 1 was clearly Lux to me. Then the second round, again, you could possibly get up to Twork, but I still think Twork's round was too short and he kind of stumbled through it. But Lux was light. He didn't start cooking until the last minute of that round. But again, I still think what he was saying was just better and performed better. The thing about Lux is, I don't even think he practices performing. I just think he means what he's saying so much that when he says it, he just delivers it how he feels, and you can just feel every bar. And he said it a while ago, like when he raps, he don't care about the crowd. He wants the person he's talking to understand that he's talking to their soul, and he wants them to know that they lost. And I feel like that's exactly what happened. You can see it in Twork's mentality. I don't know if he got starstruck in the first round, because again, Lux is a God tier rapper, and he said that Lux is a big influence. So I don't know if that like just kind of shook him up, and you can see the defeat in Twork, in my opinion. So round two, you know, he still got that. And then round three, Lux had a super strong round. It's just maybe a tier below the first round. I wouldn't be mad if somebody said that the third round was Lux's craziest round too, because he said a lot of stuff in here too. I just want to get into a few bars, like about the intricacy that I love that Lux does. Like, these first few bars is just him displaying absolutely crazy multis and building it into a story. First off, it's the difference between show ponies and workhorses. We turn bosses, pay funeral arrangements for church costs. If his caskets are dirt coffin, I'm coughing. Where it's smoke, there's ash. He earned losses. That's crazy. Earn losses and all of that stuff to flips. And then he goes, I don't know how y'all do in South London, but where I'm from, racists down south hunting. If a man is in your clan at your house fronting, it's a sign I'm lit like burnt crosses. Oh my God. And granted, I skipped over a bar, but he was talking about how Twork was saying Lux don't battle much on J Black. So he put that bar in there, but just the fact that he did all these multis. So the original multi is earn losses. But then in the bars after, he goes, I don't know how y'all doing South London. That's the inner. If a race is down south hunting, that's another inner multi. If a man in his clan in your house fronting. So he did 3 inner multis and then turned it back to the burnt crosses part. Just crazy. I love the bar where he says, you ain't worth saluting. If anything, you should be persecuted. Crazy bar. Oh, dear mama, look at what they turned him to. All that New Jersey drive, it just got him a rag top. They knew he was convertible. And again, the story is built upon him not being a real person. So it's all narratively driven. And he's using that to his advantage to build metaphors and punchlines around. Your parents must be mad. Gave you a gang of game just to see they raised a big red flag. If your aim is war, it should be memorable. Say private. Look at what you soldier. Everything about your gang is con in general. Oh. And then he gets into this bag of rapid fire punches that go absolutely insane. I'm a Grinch. I'm taking all bets down to Penny Pinch. Who friend is this? They've been giving you waiters at Denny tips. All you with this gas getting this engine stripped. At the end of this, all you gonna get is some light from the cam. I don't care who hype man you hit Jimmy's with. Oh my, you're primitive. On these premises, my spider sense telling me MJ got some bitch in him. So, okay, all you gonna get is some light from the camera on. I don't care who hype man you hit Jimmy's with. Jim Jones hype man. My spider sense telling me MJ got some bitch in him. That's self-explanatory. I ain't picking on him. Y'all picking it. You voters get indiscriminate. To me, he's another poll. When this mic stand in front of this lyricist, oh, I'm really it. The Most High was written with this right-handed God. It's in the script till you see the stars. That's transitioning without visiting. Sending you to the afterlife. But bitch, I'm going hit home. It's about where you know where to land that's indigenous. I'm giving out death sentences in the land where the English is. Word to the verb, comma. Because he know he and his mama got the same differences. Because now she got to let your aunt and them know where they sending them. This slow nigga is fascinating. All them Jaguar writing you doing exaggerating. And you fake just like him if you think that this is captivating. And then of course ending it with I need that bow because that's what you're supposed to do in front of the master. Okay, so to me this was a complete wash. You can call me a Lux Glazer, you know, they talk about glazing and all that bullshit, but the proof is in the writing. This shit was just incredible to me. And this type of lyricism is what I love. It's what I listen to. It's what I listen for. And I'm just a fan of that. So for me, Lux 3-0 easily, without a doubt. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? Do you think it's 2-1? Do you think it's Twork? And if you think that, please tell me why, because I don't get that. I think even if you don't like Lux, the demeanor and tonality in both of their verses says it all for me. So if you like this kind of content, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you already are subscribed, thank you. And until next time, peace.
RapNerd Productions, no capping, that's word to mommy. Instead of banking on it, now rapping is just a hobby.